I mean, no, there's no chance we're getting D Hop. Is that what I want? Yes, but we're gonna go draft heavy with how many picks we have, man. I don't think we're gonna sign very many people.
I,
We're
I
gonna
think
we're gonna
yeah,
go draft heavy and
I
have
think
a
we're gonna
lot of young
go.
guys in the secondary and a lot of young guys on wide receiver.
I think that's going to be true for the skill position, especially given the skill position this year is really good. The skill positions this year in the draft are really good, high value, moldable guys by the staff that we have. And then we're going to use free agency to for depth, man. It's not going to be like the money that we do have, unless we're going to go out and swing some money or capital, most likely for some bigger names that we would need on the defensive tackle or defensive end side. Like that's it's not going to happen. Don't expect it. Don't get too high on these horses.
You like getting on horses, bud?
I do like riding horses.
While you're high?
I don't do that.
What?
Huh?
What?
High horses, man.
Oh,
Fletcher
I
Cox.
would
I didn't see
totally
this
ride
one.
a horse that was high.
This would be good for any defensive tackle free agents that are still out there for the Chiefs. Fletcher Cox is returning to the Eagles for a 1 year, $10 million deal. Javon Hargrave did also get a little bit lesser of a deal than the market value that was out there for him. I think he ended up getting 20, but they had his market value at about 20. I think it was 25 or more that I saw. So defensive tackle market. So it seems like the markets right now are pretty much down for almost every position, including quarterback L. Lamar Jackson.
What
We
did you
do.
say, Lamar Jackson? Were you trying to say a la Lamar Jackson?
L.
Oh, he just got an L. Oh, okay.
He's
We
holding an L.
we don't know that for sure yet.
What do you guys think about the Miami Dolphins bringing back all four of their running backs?
They
Jeff
know what
Wilson, Raheem Mostert, Miles Gaskin, and Salvin Ahmed. They brought them all back.
they
I
know
think they
somebody's
might
gonna get
be.
hurt.
I think they might be holding out for Lamar. One of the things is a lot of people haven't realized, and I myself just made the joke
What do you
about it
mean holding out for
before.
Lamar? They just signed Mike White. They
They
got
did
Mike
sign Mike
White.
White. Okay,
Yeah.
great, wonderful. Yeah, that guy will be cut by before the season.
Are you kidding me? He's gonna be the
They paid
savior
him
of the
8 mil a
Dolphins
year.
season.
2 years, 16 million.
2 years, 16 million. How
Yeah,
many? How much guaranteed?
I don't know.
Probably nothing. Getting him cut before camp.
Oh, so a team that has signed a bunch of people that I think is going to be in the same exact spot that they're in this past year is the Atlanta Falcons.
Well,
They
yeah,
signed Jesse Bates. They signed O line help, Taylor Heineke.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to be in the same freaking
they will be.
spot.
They will be. I want to touch on both because I have a question about that for you guys, but I wanted to touch on Lamar Jackson really quick. A lot of people, including myself, making the joke about him holding an L. Lamar does not have an agent, which means that he was not able to go through the legal tampering phase Monday to Wednesday and speak with any team because it has to be held by agents. It cannot, a player cannot speak to the team individually. It has to be through a mediator, which he does not have because he doesn't have an agent. So Lamar has not been able to see if there is anybody out there willing to put a contract to him or on his name, which is why he hasn't signed the franchise tag, the transitional tag that we talked about earlier. So expect that to like be signed later on, especially if he's getting close to having a deal done with somebody else, and then see where they go from there. All right, well, we were talking about the. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, I'm always I'm not always. I lean towards the player side of things when it comes to like go get your money, like stand your ground and get what you want. Um I don't I mean, I'm not in the football business. I'm not in a part of any front office. I'm just a fan. So I don't know how hard it is to negotiate your own shit and not have an agent. I know players have done it. There's players that have done it in recent history and a few years back. I don't think there was a whole lot of that stuff. Um, super early on in football's when agents would or would not have come to prominence. But you know, if they're gonna pay somebody like Deshaun Watson that amount of money, I think Lamar Jackson really has every right to fight for what he wants. He's just risking not playing. And I think the NFL would kind of suck without Lamar Jackson.
It would. He's a fun guy to have out there. And it sucks that the Ravens haven't protected him either, because we've been without him for a long time.
Yeah.
You were talking about the Falcons. The Falcons aren't going to go anywhere. What does that Tom Brady has left that division? I don't think he's done with football. I think he's coming back. But what does that division look like now? Because you've got Desmond Ritter, who's the
Or
starter,
Taylor
unless
Heineke.
or Taylor
Don't discount Heineke.
Taylor Lonicky, sir. Lonicky.
Mhm.
Yeah, you've got Desmond Ritter who's going to start in Atlanta. You've got who's the well, we don't know who the quarterback is going to be in Carolina because they've got the number one pick.
Don't we though?
Who's it going to be?
Hot take. They draft Will Anderson and they let Andy Dalton start.
Will Anderson?
Will Anderson Jr.
Ty
I
Bob
think they
doesn't know
take
who
a
that
kid.
is.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Wow. He was like the consensus number one in most people's big board rankings of players.
I was thinking.
Alabama edge rusher.
I was thinking of quarterbacks.
No.
Well, who do they have for quarterbacks if they take Will Anderson?
Andy
who is-
Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
That's right.
That's what he's saying.
Oh,
Hot take.
they traded up for that. Oh man, that
I think
Pepper
hands
should be
down.
removed if that's the case.
I think hands down the Saints look like the best team in that division.
With Derek Carr,
maybe I'm giving Derek Carr a little bit too much credit, but the Saints have also gone after a decent amount of people in free agency.
Slant Boy is returning.
Jamal Williams, I think, is a sneaky good sign for them.
That's a very good signing.
But they got two D tackles, and they Tano Passanio.
You've got Slant Boy is going back, but you're still going to be left with him out after 4 games. He's done.
Olave's the dude there now.
I mean, I know you got Olave. I'm just saying Slant Boy is going to be done after 4 games. So you're going to be down to one receiver like you were last year with a quarterback who can kind of throw in Derek Carr.
And Alvin Kamara may or may not be suspended. So
I got to wait to see how that's going to turn out. One team we didn't touch on.
Go ahead. Your boy.
My boy. Baker Mayfield.
I was just about to point out
Tampa.
It would be extremely embarrassing if Tampa comes out on top above New Orleans because they're paying Baker $8.5 million for 1 year, and Derek Carr's contract is not that. Okay, they're paying Derek Carr way more money.
Way more. 150, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baker goes there. I think there is going to be a fight between probably him and Kyle Trask for the starting job. I expect Baker to fully win that one. And he's going to be able to play with the best receiving weapons that he's had in his entire career between Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Should Mike Evans stay, not request a trade and be gone?
He has a problem with star receivers, though.
Is Baker Mayfield enough to keep Mike Evans around?
Do they have a problem with star receivers or 2 receivers that have done absolutely nothing since they got 2 and left Cleveland?
I mean, OBJ went to the Super Bowl and had a touchdown there, dog.
He played 4 games.
He had like 3 or 4 touchdowns with the Rams before that.
He played 4 games.
4 touchdowns.
I love this conversation. This is one of my favorite conversations to have. How bad is Baker Mayfield?
I don't think it's stars. I think it's the 2 receivers that he played with. Jarvis done absolutely nothing. OBJ had 4 good games, left the face of the earth.
I wasn't saying Jarvis was a star receiver.
Oh, there are a lot of people that are saying Jarvis was a star receiver in Cleveland.
Maybe for Cleveland, but not in the NFL.
And
I
before,
mean, he
people
had
are
a
saying he was a
1,000-yard.
star. He had a couple 1,000-yard seasons.
Yeah, but he's not on the
Well,
caliber of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
That's what I'm saying.
But OBJ was at one point in time.
He was a media star. He was a playing star while he was in New York. He was a media star after.
I think he was a
Tybo,
media
are
star.
you getting
Little
mad,
green
man?
Martian.
Are you mad,
Little
Tybo?
green Martian.
Why am I mad?
You were turning green, man. Turning
How?
into the Hulk. I don't know.
Your
Your screen started
screen
going
turned
green.
I'm not doing it. I'm getting hacked, bro.
This is great visuals for the YouTube.
Well, they don't have an offensive line. Their defense is also trash. So I think that NFC South is just going to be garbage, and they've brought in Baker to put the blame on a guy if it goes south.
I think the Panthers are going to be.
You're just the biggest
It's
Baker
easy to
apologist.
It's easy to blame a guy when you have no offensive line and your entire defense has left you.
That's why they're going to have Baker as the backup. So the
They can
narrative,
put the blame on Kyle Trask,
yeah,
and then you bring in Baker and he wins you like 5 games and then goes and gets.
he's going to be the
someone
savior
else.
of the year. Win the first game that he starts and lose the rest of in the year. That's Baker's 2023-2024 season for you.
Like it. Journeyman Baker.
Baker ain't shit, and I'm just waiting. At some point in your life, you will realize it.
We should have brought Baker to be the backup to Patrick
Hell
Mahomes.
no.
You
Give me
know,
Gardner
maybe
Minshew
maybe
over
if we drop that price down to like $5 million, I'd pay him.
I mean,
Backup.
Give
I'm not
me
saying
Taylor
you pay him
Heineke over
8.5.
Baker.
Taylor Heineke's a starter in this league. Baker Mayfield should be a backup.
Yeah.
That's just disrespectful.
The Taylor Heineke, maybe,
That's
yeah.
just disrespectful. Send that man back to the XFL with PJ Walker.
He beat the Eagles, dog. Taylor Heineke beat the Eagles last year.
Did Baker?
No. Wins is only half the time a QB stat.
Is Carson going to be on an NFL team this season?
I
Wentz.
That's a
feel
tough
like
call, dude.
Carson Wentz is going to be one of the founding quarterbacks for the new football league, the USFL, that's coming out next year.
You think?
It's not a new league.
It's
not a new league, but
fully reformed, finally back.
It could be.
It's going to happen because he is dog shit.
I think he could be. I don't know if he gets a call to be on a team this year.
I don't think he does either. And if he does, it's like a
emergency quarterback.
Yeah, emergency.
It's what like
I think
if
a team would take a chance on Colin Kaepernick over Carson Wentz right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you get a team because here's the thing. So you get San Francisco 49ers. I don't remember who the other team was, but you get a team like the San Francisco 49ers who are in a bad spot. You're down to a single quarterback left on your roster. The guy who's coming in third, fourth, whatever, he is not good. Do you call Carson Wentz or you call Phillip Rivers?
Rivers ain't still playing.
Phillip Rivers called. He made a call to multiple teams, including the San Francisco 49ers, when all they had was Brock Purdy, and he got told no.
That's so sad.
He said, hey, I'm ready to come back. I have 10 kids. I have got to feed them. I've got to feed my kids. Put me on the field, coach. And they said, Phillip, get the fuck out of here.
Shit your ass down, Phillip.
So if I'm asking you, you're the GM and the coach of a team like the 49ers this last year. You're
No,
going to
like
the
I
playoffs.
said, I
You
would
need a
take
backup quarterback.
Colin Kaepernick over Carson Wentz, and I'm running the options.
Taking Phillip over Cap? He's been
No,
out
I
of the
hate
league
Philip Rivers.
less.
Philip Rivers
He's been
is the
out of the
worst
league
quarterback.
less.
He's the second worst quarterback in Chargers history. Or no, I think I put him at 5 or something.
That was Herbert. Wasn't
Herbert's
it?
1. Didn't I put Herbert at 1?
Oh, you put Leaf at 1.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was being serious for number 1.
Put Herbert at 5.
Well, Philly Rivers made that list.
I think he was 2.
Philly Rivers is the second worst quarterback in San Diego / LA Chargers history.
Where's he rank in Indianapolis?
He's the worst quarterback they've ever had. He's worse than Andrew Luck.
He's worse than Carson.
No, Carson Wentz is bad. So yeah, Colin Kaepernick, Philip Rivers, Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Right now, Colin Kaepernick, Philip Rivers, Cam Newton, Carson Wentz.